Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with the topic radioactivity and the nuclear energy. Right from the earliest period, people have been searching what this matter is been made up of. Finally, they come to know this all matter is being made up of an atom, which is a very tiny particle. This atom consists of sub-particle known as electron, proton and neutron. They are present inside the atom. In the nucleus, in the core of a nucleus, it is having a proton and neutron. Proton and neutron are present inside the core of the nucleus, and the electron is present outside the nucleus. It revolves around the nucleus in having a centripetal force, exerting a centripetal force. Proton being a positive charged particle. Proton, actually atom is electrically neutral because at the center it is having a positive charge which is being balanced by a negative charged electron. Atom is electrically neutral. So positive charged particle is known as a proton. Proton is a positively charged particle. Is positive charged particle. Charged particle having a charge of proton's charge is equal to 1.602 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. Neutron is chargeless. It is chargeless. It doesn't have any charge. It's chargeless. It doesn't have any charge. Whereas the electron, being a negative charged particle, electron is a negative charged particle. It is a negative charged particle having the value of minus 1.602 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. This is the charge of a particle present in an atom, proton, neutron and electron. Now we are going to speak about the mass of this charged particle. Mass of proton is 1.672 into 10 raised to power minus 27 kg. Mass of a proton is 1.672 into 10 raised to power minus 27 kg, whereas the mass of neutron is slightly greater than the proton. It is 1.675 into 10 raised to power minus 27 kg. Whereas the mass of an electron is very less as compared to the mass of a proton. It is 1/1837 times that of the proton. Particle. Okay, so which is equivalent to 9.103 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kg, which is very less as compared to the mass of proton as well as the neutron. Mass of an electron is very less. So these are the masses we are studying, and basically the atom is electrically neutral because the positive charged particle is balanced by the negative charged particle. Now let's speak about the atomic mass. Atomic mass of any atom can be represented by its mass number, and this mass number will come to know from the number of proton and the number of neutron present inside the nucleus. So atomic mass number. So atomic mass number tells us that is number of proton plus number of neutron present inside the nucleus of a particular atom. That is, it is being denoted by a letter A. This is denoted by a letter A. So A represents the atomic mass number. taking a sodium atom. You know, sodium is having an atomic number. Sodium, it is having an atomic number 11. That is 11 number of proton is being present over there, and it is having a mass of 23. So if I want to find the number of neutron present in a sodium, I know that atomic mass of protein, atomic mass of sodium is 23. Atomic mass number is 23 and atomic number is 11. That is number of proton is 11. If I have to find the number of neutron present in sodium, so I can derive by the formula, that is from this. What will get? We'll get over here n is equal to A minus P. A is its mass number, so 23 minus 11, you will get the number of neutron, which is equal to 12. This is equal to 12. So by this we can find it out the number of neutron present in any particular element of any of the substance. Now here we are going to represent any of the nuclear substance. Nuclear substance can be represented, nuclear notation can be done in such a way that is, if an element, let X be of any particular element, if it is a symbol of any of the particular element, while writing the notation of it, its mass number should be always be written at the top. Mass number should be always be written at the top, which is being denoted by a letter capital A. And the atomic number should be always be written at the bottom of an element. For example, if I take an hydrogen, so it's having an atomic number 1, and if it is having an atomic mass number 2, so it should be written in this way. Sodium atomic number is 11 and the mass number is written at the top. In this way it should be written. These are the certain symbol, that is, it should be atomic number should be represented at the bottom and atomic mass should be represented at the top. This is the nuclear notation of. And now let's speak about the isotope. Iso means same. Iso, the word indicates the same. That isotope means it is having the element having the number of proton are same, but there is a difference in its neutron. That means an element having the same atomic number but different atomic mass is called as an isotope. An element having same atomic number but different atomic mass. So how can we, if it is having a different atomic mass, means there is a difference in its neutron. Atomic mass is same, atomic number is same, that is the number of proton present in that particular element is same. For example, I take about the carbon. Carbon is having an atomic number 6, 12. I am making an isotope of carbon. Carbon C 13, carbon C 14. So here you can see atomic number is same. That is the number of proton in a carbon atom is same, which is equal to 6. But there is a difference in its mass. That means when you, as previously we find it out, how to find the number of neutron present in it. Atomic mass 6 plus 6 is 12. So here you can find the number of neutron and protons are equal. But in this case, here what is it? It is 6 plus 6. It should be 12. But there is 13. Means there is an increase in its neutron. You will find in this case, there is a number of neutron is more. Number of neutron present there is a difference in its only and only in its neutron. There are the certain isotopes. This is about the carbon. Then we are having sodium 11, 23, 11, sodium 11, 24. There are the certain isotopes are being present in our periodic table. We are speaking about an isobar. Isobar is a substance having the same atomic mass number, but there is a difference in its atomic number. So, for example, we can take an example of a sodium and a magnesium. Sodium. So, isobar and the atom having same atomic number. Atomic mass number, which is being denoted, mass number is being denoted by A, but different atomic number is known as isobar. So we can take an example. For example, we can take sodium. Sodium is having an atomic number 11, but its atomic mass is 23. Magnesium having its atomic number as of 12, but its mass is 23. You can find the mass of both the element is having, both these elements is having the mass number as the same, but you can find the number, that is the atomic number is different. So as there is a difference, these both elements are different. We can find out they both will have its chemical property different. Its chemical property will be different because they are the different element. So isobar are the substance having the same atomic mass number but different atomic number. So this is known as an isobar. Now we are going to speak about the radioactivity. Radioactivity, it is a nuclear phenomena. It is a nuclear phenomena in which spontaneous emission of radiation from the nucleus of heavy element takes place. Okay, radioactivity, it is a nuclear phenomena. It is a nuclear phenomena in which the spontaneous, this word is very necessary. Spontaneous means that is spontaneous without any force, the continuous emission of radiation taking place from the nucleus of a heavy element. Heavy element, this word is very important. Heavy element means those elements whose atomic number is greater than 82. So atomic number greater than 82 means what happened in those element, their number of neutron is greater than their proton. So those elements are very reactive, that is they are the very radioactive, and from those elements alpha, beta and gamma radiation is coming out. It's continuously coming out without any force, they are just coming out. We can take an example of uranium. Uranium having an atomic number 92. So in this atomic number 92, those elements are unstable because number of neutrons are greater than the proton. So that is the reason. So from this element continuously emission of radiation takes place. So uranium 92 236, whose mass is 236. From this continuously emission of alpha, beta, gamma. Either alpha or beta, or along with the gamma particles is coming out from this particle. For if a uranium 236 we are taken, whose atomic number is 92, the alpha particle is coming out. and atomic mass 234, because there is a 4 reduction in radioactivity, which is it is a phenomena in which the radioactive elements show the spontaneous emission of radiation. Spontaneous emission of radiation. Those elements are highly radioactive, whose in which number of neutron are greater than the number of proton. So these are called as a radioactive element. These are called as a radioactive element. Basically, the radioactive elements are, we can find it out, whose atomic number is greater than 82. Then this ray, as it has been find it out by the Becquerel, so it has been this radiation was named as the Becquerel ray. It was been named by the same scientist, that is the Becquerel ray. So they are having certain property. First property of this radioactive elements where they were deflected to a electrical as well as magnetic field. They were affected by the electrical as well as magnetic field. First property. They were affected by electrical and magnetic field. They were affected by the electrical and magnetic field. Second property, that is they were affected by the photographic plate. They were also affected by the photographic plate. Third property, that they can penetrate through any of the matter, or we can say the penetrating power of such particles, such rays were high. The penetrating power depend upon the nature of the content. It is, they can penetrate to a highest extent. The penetrating power depends upon the nature of the radioactive, depends upon the nature of radioactive element. That is, they are having the high penetrating power. Fourth point, the ionization power. When they passes through the air or any of the sun, they ionize the particles. So ionization power of this material will more. This particle, the ionization power of this radioactive substance were high. Active rays or particles was high. That is, when it passes through any of the particle, it ionizes the gas which is present over there. So I hope it has been clear. So first, they were affected by the electrical as well as magnetic field. Second, they were affected by the photographic plate. Whenever this ray falls on the photographic plate, it affects the photographic plates. Then the penetrating power depends upon the radioactive element. More the radioactive element, it will penetrate more. It can penetrate to 10 meter, 30 centimeter to 10 meters sheet. Then the ionization power of this radioactive particles were more. That is, whenever it passes through gases, it ionizes the gas which is present over there. So next we are going to this, then experiment was been next further followed by the Rutherford. He had done an experiment. We are going to take this one. Further, Rutherford had a studies on this Becquerel rays. What he had done? He had taken a lead cube. And drilled a hole in it. He had taken a lead cube. Then he had drilled a small hole in it. So that it have a very small cavity. Then he had placed those that radioactive substance. He had placed a radioactive substance in it. In that, what he has said, he had put a very small cavity. He had drilled hole, a small cavity is being placed. Then he had taken a glass case having a small opening for the cavity, that is with a hole. Then he had placed it in an electrical field. Place an electrical field, that is, he had placed a negative plate over here. Negative plate. Then at the other side we had placed a positive plate, and this was the glass positive plate. This is a negative plate and this is a positive plate. In that, we had in this cavity we had put a radioactive element. Radioactive substance we have taken. Then that is a uranium or uranium, thorium, one of the radioactive substance he had put it. When he had started an electrical plate which has been connected to an DC source. He had put a negative plate and the positive plate. In this cavity, he had put a radioactive substance, and this was entirely a lead substance. He had noticed that he had taken a lead substance. He had find out when, as soon as it has been connected to an electrical field, this radioactive substance started disintegrating. They started disintegrating, that is, they started moving. Some of it was moving towards the negative plate, and one it was moving toward the positive plate, and the other one it was going in a straight path, and they were forming a spot over there. In this, it is being pointed out dark spot has been observed. Dark spot was being observed by the on a negative plate, and the and a light, slightly light than the this in a negative plate, and one in the middle which was not being affected by any of the magnetic field been saw at the topmost. Even it has been noticed those particles which is bending towards the negative plate was bent very slightly. That is, the angle form it was very less. But at the other moment, those particles which is coming from this and moving towards the positive plate was making a higher angle. It was being deviated more, and the one which was being without any deviation, it was being moved fast. It has been noticed that the particle which is pointing towards the negative plate was an alpha particle which was little bit heavier, and the particle which was being moving towards the positive plate it was forming a larger angle. Therefore, it means that the mass of this particle is slightly less as compared to the first particle. Even it has been, as this particle is being moving towards the negative plate, therefore the charge of this particle was positive. The charge of particle which was moving towards the negative plate, it has been observed that its charge might be a positive. Then it was being named this particle as an alpha particle. This first particle is known as an alpha particle, which is having a heavier mass as compared to the negative particle. Then the particle, it has been observed that the particle which is moving towards the positive plate means the charge of this particle is negative in nature. Charge of this particle is negative in nature. Hence it was being named as a particle called as a beta particle. And the particle which was showing a very light spot, it was showing a very light spot. This particle was not being affected by any of the field. Therefore, it had moved straight without affecting any of the field. So, this particle was named as a gamma particle, which is having an highest speed,
which is equal to, and that is this particle having a speed equal to an electromagnetic wave. So these are the particles which is showing the property. Alpha particle which was in positive in nature, therefore it is been deflected toward the negative plate. Beta particle was negative in nature, therefore it was been deflected toward the positive plate, and the gamma particle which is having no charge, therefore it is then in a straight path. Later on, it has been studied that the alpha particle, which was positive in charge, was equal to an helium nucleus. This alpha particle, which was having a positive charge, was equal to an helium nuclei. It was equal to an helium nuclei, and the beta particle, which was negative in charge, was equal to an fast-moving electron. It was equal to an fast-moving electron, and the particle which has been chargeless, it was be known as an electromagnetic wave. It was be known as an electromagnetic, which is equal to an electromagnetic wave. Now, in this, after studying by this Rutherford, then the following properties of all these radioactive particles were being studied. So let's study about this one, all the properties of radioactive particles. Now we will study all the comparative property of alpha, beta and gamma. We will study all the properties of this radioactive. Now we will take the comparative study of alpha, beta and gamma particle. So we are going to compare between this all the three radioactive particles. Comparative property of radioactive particles, that is alpha, beta and gamma particles. So study about the property. Okay, we are going to study about the property, that is about the alpha particle, beta particle and the gamma particles. So speaking about the name first, that is the alpha particle. Alpha particle, if you are speaking this regarding the alpha particle, it was the double the helium nuclei. It was equivalent to the double the helium nuclei. It was equal to the, that is double the helium nuclei. Helium nuclei. Equal to double the helium nuclei. Next, beta particle. The beta particle, which was also known by its velocity, that is an electron moving with a high velocity. Beta particle is even named as that is the electron moving with a high velocity. Electron moving with high velocity. Electron moving with high velocity, and the gamma particle was an electromagnetic wave. It was an electromagnetic wave. So in this way we are going to say. Then speaking about the mass, there is a mass of an alpha particles. As I said, it was equal to and double the helium nuclei. So helium nuclei is having a mass of 3.32. Speaking about the mass, when you speak about the mass, helium nuclei is having a mass of 3.32 into 10 raised to power minus 27 kg. So it is double the helium nuclei. So when you multiply by 2, so what do you get? 6.64 into 10 raised to power minus 27 kg. This was the mass of an alpha particle. Then speaking of the beta particle. Beta particle is an high moving electron moving in high velocity. Or we can say it is equal to a fast moving electron. So electron mass is 9.1 0.06 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kg. So mass of a beta particle is 9.1 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kg, and the mass of a gamma particle, it doesn't have any mass. So mass of gamma particle is nil, or we can say just it doesn't have any mass, no mass at all, so keep it nil. Then speaking about the charge, of an alpha particle. Charge of an alpha particle, it is positive in charge. Speaking about the charge. Okay, second point, alpha particle is positive in charge. It is a positive in charge. So it is positive in charge. It is negative in charge, and it is chargeless. We can just put no charge at all. No charge at all. It doesn't have any charge. Okay, it is chargeless. Next come velocity. Next come about the velocity. The velocity of this alpha particle, it is less than the velocity. It is as it is having a higher mass, the velocity of this alpha particle is less, which was equal to 2.3 into 10 raised to power 7 meter per second. It is near about 2.3 into 10 raised to power 7 meter per second. Whereas the beta particle is having a more velocity than the alpha particle, which was equal to 2.89 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. Okay, and the third one, gamma particle. As I said, the gamma particle is an electromagnetic wave. So electromagnetic wave is having a speed, that is the speed of light, which is equal to 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. Okay, next, amount of charge. What is the amount of charge? Amount of charge of alpha, beta and gamma particle. That is, I said, amount of charges, as I said, alpha, there is a positive charge is 1.6 into 10 raised to power or minus 19 coulomb. Charge of any proton on any atom, that is a positive atom, proton, it is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19. Similarly, it is having the double the charge of a helium atom, so it will be multiplied by 2. So its charge will be 3.2 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. The amount charge of an alpha particle is 3.2 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. Then the charge of it will be positive charge, so it will be positive. And the charge of beta particle is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb, and therefore the charge of gamma particle, it will be neutral. We can say it will be neutral, it is a chargeless. It doesn't show any charge. Third term, and after that we will get the specific charge. Specific charge, that is a Q upon M, that is a charge upon mass of the particle. So specific charge of this alpha particle, it is equal to 4.8 into 10 raised to power 7, 4.8 into 10 raised to power 7 joule per kg. I hope you get it. Specific charge means the charge upon the mass of a substance. So it is 4.8 into 10 raised to power 7 coulomb per kg. Okay, then the specific charge of beta particle, it is equal to 1.78 into 10 raised to power 11 coulomb per kg. It is coulomb per kg, and therefore as it doesn't have any mass, it doesn't have any charge, so it is neutral. We can say nil or neutral. It doesn't show any of this property. From this 4 to 5 property I have taken. Mass of an alpha particle is 6.64. That is double the charge of a helium atom. Double the mass of a helium atom, which is equal to 6.1 6.64 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. Whereas the beta particle, it's having a mass of 9.106 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. And the gamma particle, doesn't have any mass. Charge showing by the alpha particle is positive, beta particle negative, and the gamma particle is chargeless. Then speaking about the velocity of alpha particle, it is near to and equal, that is a 2.3 into 10 raised to power 7. Because its mass is greater, therefore its velocity will be less. Mass of a beta particle, which is equal to 2.89 into 10 raised to power 8, which is near to a light but it not exactly the speed of the light. And as the beta particle is an electromagnetic wave, therefore its velocity will be equal to 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, which is equal to the velocity of a light in a vacuum. Then speaking about the amount of charge, that is the charge, it is having a alpha particle, it is twice the helium atom, or we can take 2 times of proton. Alpha particle is twice the proton, so we can say its value, the charge will be plus 3.2 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. Whereas beta particle, it is having a minus, which is equal to an electron. So electron being a negative charge, so therefore the charge of beta particle is also negative, which is equal to 1 minus 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. And gamma particle, it is showing no charge, so its value will be neutral. Now coming to a specific charge, specific charge is the charge per mass, charge upon mass. Its value of an alpha particle is 4.8 into 10 raised to power 7 coulomb per kg. For beta particle, it is equal to 1.78 into 10 raised to power 11 coulomb per kg. And for a gamma ray, it is chargeless, so no value for it. Then we are going to speak about the ionization power. We'll speak about the ionization power, penetrating power, so next come about the ionization, or we can say ionization power. Ionization power of alpha particle. Alpha particle, we have said it is having a high charging power, so a high value. So therefore its ionization power will be more. That means when an alpha particle passes through the gas, it ionize the gas, ionize all the gas which is present over there. So alpha particle will have a high ionization power. It will have a high ionization power, where regarding the beta particle, it will be less than alpha particle, and about regarding, it will be the least. It will show the least ionization power. It will show the least ionization power. Okay, it will be showing the least ionization power. Next speaking about the that is the alpha, we can penetrating power of an alpha, beta and gamma. Penetrating power. Alpha particle being a high alpha particle, as it is having velocity is more and mass is more, therefore the penetrating of alpha particle will be less as compared to the beta and gamma particle. Its penetrating power will be less as compared to both the particle, which is equal to 2.7 centimeter to 8.7 centimeter. Its penetrating power will be less as compared, which is less than beta and gamma particle. Okay. Then for the penetrating power of alpha particle is less as compared to the beta and gamma. It is equal to 2.7 to 8.3 centimeter in any of the shape whichever it fall, which is less as compared to less than less than beta and gamma particles. Okay, then the penetrating power of beta particle is more as compared to the alpha particle, which is equal to from 5 centimeter to 10 centimeter, which is less than gamma particle, but higher than alpha particles. Then speaking about the gamma rays, it is having the highest penetrating power. It is having the highest penetrating power, that is equal to 30 centimeter. That means it can pass through a 30 centimeter of sheet when and gamma rays fall on it. A gamma ray can passes through a thick 30 centimeter of sheet of its thickness. Then speaking about the electrical as well magnetic field, electrical and magnetic field. It shows the deflection. It shows the deflection. The deflection towards negative plate. It shows, and the beta particle will show the deflection towards the positive plate. As it is electrically negative, so it will be deflected at the positive plates, and this will show no deflection towards any of the plate. That means it will pass straight way. It will pass through a straight way. So I hope so ionization power, penetrating power, and regarding the electrical as well as magnetic field, it is being clear to you.
After learning the property of this alpha, beta and gamma rays, we are going to study about the numericals of this alpha, beta and gamma. So I'll speak, first of all, let's speak about the alpha particle. If this X is a parent nuclear, from this, if an alpha particle is being coming out, if the alpha particle is coming out from a parent nuclear, this is a parent nuclear. Nucleus, okay. So Z is the atomic number, A is the atomic mass. So when an alpha particle is being coming out from this parent nuclei, alpha particle which is being denoted by the helium nuclei, this is the alpha particles. Okay. So you will find the daughter nuclei, its atomic number which was Z, it is being decreased by 2 and atomic mass is decreased by 4. Let me take one example. I'll take uranium 92-235. If an alpha particle is being coming out from an uranium, okay, so we'll find that it get converted into thorium, that is atomic number 92. 92 minus 2, how much you get? 90. 235 minus 4, you'll get 231. And helium nuclei are the, we can say even that as a alpha particle is coming out with the large amount of energy. This is about the alpha particle. Now we'll speak about the beta particle. When beta speaking about the beta emission, when the beta particles is being coming out from the nucleus, as we know, beta particle comes out when number of neutron is greater inside the nucleus as compared to its proton. So in that case, that is, this neutron will get converted into an proton. At the same time, you will notice that the atomic number of an atom get increased by 1. So when the number of neutron, you know, the number of neutron inside a nucleus, it is having a neutron and proton. So now that is the number of neutron is greater than the number of proton, then it get converted
it get converted into an proton with the increase in its atomic number. You will find there is an increase in its atomic number. This is the particle called as the beta particle. You will find its atomic number will be increased by 1. I'll take one example. Suppose X I take a nuclei which is having the number of proton and neutron. Suppose X is a parent nuclei having atomic number and atomic mass. You know, inside the nucleus is having a proton plus neutron. So what happened when this particle, when the beta particle comes out, its atomic number will be increased by 1. You notice its atomic number will be increased by 1. It will become Z plus 1. Whereas the atomic mass will remain the same because it is inside the nucleus. So here you notice that it is nothing but the beta particle with the amount of energy will be released at the same moment. And next come about the gamma emission. When the gamma particles come out from any of the nuclei, there is no affected because it is a chargeless, it is a massless. It doesn't have any mass, so it is not affected to any of the parent nuclei. Although the gamma particles come out from any of the particle, there will be no change in its daughter nuclei. It will be remain the same. That means it is not at all affected to any of the nucleus of an atom. Okay. Now we are going to solve some numerical based on this alpha, beta and gamma. Basically they are being asked in the exam. So here come one question. X atomic number, Z atomic mass A. Alpha particle comes out. It gives another nuclear. I don't know what is it. Then secondly, once again it gives beta particle with an Z plus energy. To find it out what is the parent nuclear which we get and another parent nuclear what we get. When it is the gamma alpha particle is being coming out and the beta particle is being coming out. What are the new daughter nuclear we get? So Z alpha particle. If an alpha particle is being coming out from any of the parent nuclei, we'll get Z minus 2 atomic number Z minus 4. Okay. Next one, when the beta particles comes out. So we know when the beta particles comes out, there will be an increase in its atomic number. Means it is Z minus 1. This question we find it is Z minus 1. So if the beta particle will get, so Z minus 2, that is will get plus 1. So what we get over here? It is Z minus 1. So answer will get here Z minus 1. And it is A minus 4. So you get A minus 4. That means it is actually for the atomic mass it is not at all affected. As if that is a neutron get converted into proton, but the mass of the nucleus will remain the same, so it will not affected. Okay, plus energy. Next one more question I will take. So if I take an substance that is P whose atomic number is 72, atomic mass is 231. It's an example. Okay. So when an alpha particle is being coming out, we get a Q substance. Find out the mass as well as its atomic number. We get gamma particle. Find out the atomic mass and atomic number. Then we get beta particle. Find out the mass as well as its atomic number. So let's start with here. We will find the alpha particle is being coming out. 72 minus 2. 72 minus 2. We get 70. Then 231 minus 4. 231 minus 4, when you find it out, we get here 31 minus 4, because when an alpha particle is being coming out, what happened? It will reduce in its atomic number by 4. So it will become 227. Next, when the gamma particle is being coming out from any of the substance, it will not affect its mass as well as its atomic number. So we will get the same, right, as it is 70 and 227. When the beta particle comes out from the parent nucleus, what changes we will find out? That is, it will increase in its atomic number by 1. So 70 plus 1 is 71, but mass remains the same. So it is 237. Okay. One more question we will get it. Now many times such sort of question is that backward question we will get. Backward question means, suppose this is P1. Find if its mass is given, that is its mass is given 82 and 146. Suppose this is an example. Okay, and alpha particle is been, but after that we get it. Find it out about P2. Same thing. Then the beta particles come. P3, find it out, and here the gamma particles come. Okay, so find out the value of P4. So in this case you have to do the reverse method. Now alpha particle, after coming out the alpha particle, its atomic number is 82. So means we have to increase here by, its atomic number should be increased by 2. 82 plus 2, we get over here 84. 84. Then 146 plus 4, we get here 150. We get here 150. Here the beta particle is being coming out. Beta particle, if it is being coming out, this atomic number is getting increased by 1. Okay. Now in this case, we have to decrease the atomic number by 1. So we get over here 83. Atomic mass will remain the same. As far as the gamma particle is being coming out, it is not at all affected. So we will get over here 83 and 150. Okay children, I hope so it is being clear to you. I hope so this all numericals are being clear to you. You can solve a more numerical based on this problem. Okay, so it is very easy, and basically it is being asked in your exam for 2 marks many times. The question number 10, it will be mostly based on this chapter, and these are the numerical which is very easy to score the marks, and you can score it very easily. So but only the thing is, you have to remember what changes takes place when alpha particle is being coming out from the nucleus, that is from the parent nucleus. The atomic number get decreases by 2 and atomic mass get decreases by 4. And when the beta particle is a fast moving electron which is inside the nucleus. So when the beta particle comes out, that one neutron get converted into an proton. That's the reason its atomic number get increases by 1. So whenever the beta particle comes out from the parent nuclei, its atomic number will be increased by 1. And as such, the gamma particle, it is not at all affected to its any of the, that is it is not affected to the nucleus of an atom. So there will be no change in the nucleus of an atom. I hope so you will solve all this numerical and score a good marks. Right? Okay, thank you children.